To my right, Mr. Mark Jr.
What up?
Welcome, Mark, to the show. Expert Steve is in the house, as always, of course, as I forgetting to tell me to
Did we
push.
give him a cigar this time?
We did. We gave him a cigar. What do you? No, he brought his own cigars, actually. He's moving
Really?
up in the world.
That's it.
Awesome, man.
He's smoking a Griffin's, some kind of Griffin's. Griffin's looks like a Toro. So, Tim, why don't you tell everyone what we're smoking? Or should Stogie Santa introduce him since he...
Yeah, he recommended it, so...
Well, he side railed you.
No. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead. Right ahead.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, Stogie Santa recommended we try the Nestor Miranda 70th limited edition tonight. These were recently released on Valentine's Day of this year. It was Nestor's 70th birthday. There's actually two different blends. One came out of the My Father's factory, which I believe Mark Jr. and I are smoking. Correct, Mark?
This is correct.
Yes.
And that is a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper and Nicaragua binder and filler. Mm-hmm. The other blend came out of La Aura, which Paul and Stogie Santa are smoking, and that's a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. Binder is Ecuadorian Sumatra, filler Brazilian, Nicaraguan, and Dominican. Both smokes are Lanceros at 7.5 by 40. They retail for $168 for a box of 12. And the box is pretty unique, actually. I did a little research today.
It's really neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. I'd like to get my hands on it.
Hey, Tim, before you get into that, I hate to interrupt, but can you move the microphone a little further away from your mouth? I'm getting a lot of popping.
How's that better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, sorry about that. So the cigar box was made in the shape of a 1960s Speedster. I was looking up some pictures today. It looks really, really slick.
It
is
three,
cool.
3 different colors.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They come in black, red, and I don't know what the other color is, but there's another one.
We'll put it out there.
Yeah, we'll put it out
I
there.
guess the trunk opens up, and that's where the cigars...
Yes, they have all. That's where all the cigars are inside. Yep.
Yeah.
And we're exclusive to those in the Rhode Island area at Mr. J's. So there we go.
Awesome. If you could give me a picture of one of those boxes, that'd be...
Absolutely. It's a car. I thought it was supposed to be a GT, but whatever it's supposed to be, it's its favorite car, and it's really a neat looking package and presentation.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a Ford GT.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Yeah, the Ford GT. Yeah, yellow, red, and black. That's what it is.
So let's start with the My Father's blend. Mark Jr., what do you think so far?
It opened up nice and toasty. I'm not too far into it yet, so I'm going to, smoke it a little bit before I get too in-depth with it. But it's been pleasant so far.
I agree. It opened up with a lot of rich Nicaraguan
Although
flavor.
I think I'm developing a hole.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
I'm having trouble hearing you, Stogie Santa. I think you
No problem. That's not a bad thing.
That's what Zedman says. Stogie Santa is a bit quiet, if anyone cares.
Yeah, that's right.
You do sound better now, though.
Okay. There you go. Thanks, Ed, man.
So, I'm enjoying mine, man. Lots of rich Nicaraguan flavor, but smooth. You can tell this tobacco's been aged.
Mm-hmm.
It's drawing perfectly. I'm about a half inch into it. Really hitting the spot right now for me.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys, Paul?
I get some nice spice from this cigar.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the San Andreas, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I find it to be a little spicy. I'm having a tough time picking up the flavors on it, to be honest with you.
Right now, like I said, off the first retro hill, it got a spice, like a little caramel taste in the beginning, a little sweetness, then the spice. And at this point, everything right now is working okay for me.
I won't disagree with a little caramel on the retro.
Yeah.
I think I needed to retro hill it a couple more times.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice.
But like I said, these are very limited. I think there's 1,000 that are going to be produced.
1,000 12-count boxes. Initially, 700
were released. 300 going to be at the Miami Cigar. And again, I think we're down to 14 cars, if you want to say, or boxes. And like I said, they're $150 for the car for itself. Or
That's Rhode Island price.
Yeah, and we're doing $12.99 a stick too. So we're doing separately, and we'll do it. I hate to say box, but whatever the unit is. So it's the only shop in Rhode Island that has it right now. That's exclusive.
I have a friend that collects the model cars,
Mm-hmm.
the old. I almost want to buy a box just so I can give him the box.
Mm-hmm.
because it really is a cool box.
It's really neat. It did a nice job with it.
Yeah.
Tim,
Nice.
why don't you get us started with our cigars of the week? This is a segment, obviously, where we talk about all the well, not all the cigars, the ones that, we wanted to talk about this week that we've smoked. So, Tim, started off with the Don Pepin Garcia Blue Label.
That was last week, actually.
Oh, was it?
Refresh. I'm publishing my drafts right now.
Oh, okay. LFD 2000 Series A.
You got it. There
1998.
Oh, yeah, 1998.
All right. So this was 1998, right, Stogie Santa?
Yes, this is correct.
Okay. So Stogie Santa gifted this to me. I've never even heard of this blend before. So wrapper is African Cameroon, binder Nicaraguan, filler Dominican, and Brazilian. This is a 9x38A Vitola.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an epic size, right?
Wow.
Correct.
Where did you find the time to smoke this? Usually you shy away from the larger sizes, Tim.
I'll tell you what, man. It got up to 50 degrees this past
Yeah.
week on Tuesday. I sat on my deck for 2 hours and took this thing down.
Nice.
I enjoyed every second of it. It opened really, really mild, and that's saying a lot for LFD. You know, it was certainly tasty, but very mild. As it progressed, it just kept building and building and building, and not so much strength, but the flavor profile kept building until that last third, or as Stogie Santa says, the back nine. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, man.
Isn't it something?
That last third was incredible. You know, lots of cedar, spice, just so
Everything
toasty.
Nice, yeah.
Oh, I just I nubbed it. I absolutely nubbed it. I mean, I said box worthy if you can find them, but
No, you're not going to get those.
honestly, I couldn't even find any information about the Vitola on the web at all. I had to call Stogie Santa this week and say, what size is this? When was it released? Because I was Googling for an hour straight, and I couldn't find anybody who's covered this smoke before. Awesome smoke. Thank you. Thank you, Santa.
You're welcome.
I smoked one bigger than that this week that we'll get to.
Well, what's not...
Really?
Here we go. We got
You have,
sizes.
you have to outdo me.
Mine's bigger than yours. Okay.
I did that just to ignite the members here.
Yeah, I know.
Mark Jr., over to you.
My first smoke was a LFD Factory Press 1. It's a 6.5 by 60 box press Gordo. Wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf, Dominican Sumatra binder, and Dominican Corojo filler. These were originally $12 a piece, and it's the most limited of all of them. Right, there was it was released in 2005 with 400 boxes of 120, so only 48,000 total. This cigar lost its severe box press. Obviously, it's not been sitting in a tray forever, but it was still pretty sharply box pressed, and it exhibited a little bit of strength and some pepper that you would expect from LFD, but you could tell it was I remember it's a fraction of what it used to be. The prevailing flavor was a nice woody with an underlying cocoa and coffee type. It was really actually quite good. My official assessment is that it's a try one, right? Only because you're going to have to work your ass off to find it.
Yeah.
If you come across one where somebody will trade you one for a reasonable value, I'd say go after it. But, personally, I would spend my time going after the Factory Press 3 if I was to go after any of them.
Okay.
Nice.
Fair enough.
It's funny how this one ended up to be the first one that I talk about. I kind of put it in here as almost a joke, but I smoked a Villager. Is it a Villager or a Villiger? Is it Villiger or...
Are you asking me about pronunciation?
I'm asking Stogie
No, he's
Santa.
asking Stogie Santa.
Stogie Santa
Did you smoke it with the paper on or off? Because it doesn't make any
It wouldn't make any difference.
It sucks. Oh, God. I can't believe you got the balls to put that up.
I did. I did.
Why not?
Dude, why
Cool.
not?
Oh, man.
Why
Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it honest. Go ahead, Paul.
okay.
Is it a Villiger or Villager?
Villiger.
It looks like
Villiger.
Villiger.
Villiger Export 10.5.
The Matorals aren't that bad, though. I'll tell you that.
So Villiger Export cigars are made
it
from
real.
fine Cuban seed tobacco blend, square pressed inside mild aromatic Sumatra wrappers. I can't even read this with a straight face. They offer a rich, smooth, and mellow smoke that's delectably sweet in flavor, presented in a money-saving box of 10 5-packs. They go for just over $1 a stick. I took 2 puffs, and that's all I could muster.
Don't forget, you get a free leather case if you bought them, too.
It was like someone took...
That's the truth.
It was like someone took dried leaves from the backyard and put them in a cigar. Do not attempt to smoke these for just over $1 a stick. Please still do not attempt to smoke these. It's a 4 it's a 4x37 from Switzerland with a Indonesian something.
I blame the Swiss.
It's just horrible.
I blame Paul for even
It's
talking about.
horrible.
Move on. This is not even worthy to talk
It's
about.
cut on both ends, though, so you don't need a cutter.
No.
And it doesn't matter which end you like.
Was it a backwoods?
Yeah.
It was, no, backwards probably
That's,
would have been better.
that's
than
one of
this.
the oldest tobaccos. So
Oh,
oh
it was
man.
horrible.
That's exactly. Zach.
I took one for the team, okay?
All
Oh,
right,
you
let's
did,
go.
man. You
Okay,
did.
Okay, back to you,
Paul
Tim.
Brady.
So on the opposite side of the spectrum, and I know Mark Jr., I think you have this on your list too, the Quesada Heisenberg Cornetta.
Yeah.
Blend undisclosed. We don't know what it is.
That's the reason for
Vitola is a Perfecto at 5 3/4 by 44/55. I said, blech. I really was not a fan of this flavor profile. Certainly full-bodied. More of it had an incredibly long finish that just lingered, which is a negative in this case, because I wanted to wipe sandpaper all over my tongue to get the flavor off. I couldn't finish it. I honestly
Dude, come on.
couldn't
After you smoke one of those vinegar, you need to smoke one of those to
honestly, I
see
take
what,
the
like,
Villager
really,
any day over
it
this
will
thing,
help
man.
adjust your spectrum of what, like, a bad cigar means to what a good cigar means. Because I smoked the Heisenberg,
It's like
too.
smoke. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
You smoke
but it wasn't
that,
as bad as Tim is
that vinegar is
describing,
like
because the
smoke-
vinegar is way...
It's like smoking an oak leaf.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't like the Heisenberg, dude. I just didn't.
So,
I can't.
I smoked one of these. I did finish it.
Okay.
You did?
Well, I was trying to figure out what the flavor was that was coming off it.
Nothing.
It's called ass. Go
Yes.
ahead.
You guys, how can you go through the whole thing like that? It's like a woman getting beat up. You know when it's not back in my mouth. So.
No, I don't think it was as bad. Just for our listeners out there, my assessment of it, I don't think it's as bad as Stogie Santa and Tim are describing.
Oh, okay.
The
Mark,
flavor-
Wait a minute. Time out. Did you smoke yours at Mark Jr.? Okay,
You
wait a
did.
minute. Time out. Here's a
Smoke
Dude,
it.
you didn't
smoked it at
smoke
the
the
end of the
vinegar.
year.
I
You
smoked the
smoked it just
vinegar,
like
man. He
that.
smoked the vinegar.
All right. No, we're not talking about that.
You know, these guys don't even let me finish.
Paul, you need to move on
you-
beyond that. I'm sorry you got raped. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
right. He didn't get right.
I
Yeah, here we go. The Mexicans are coming.
So I'll just take this as my next smoke too. I'll jump right into it.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I kind of hate the idea of this cigar. First of all, like first of all, you're not going to tell me what's in it, right? So
There's a reason.
that kind of pisses me off.
They got some of the
Then
tobacco from
second-
vinegar, I
Then
think.
second of all, I smoked this thing for a solid 25 minutes, and I don't think I recall a single flavor from it. It sucked. I gave it a lawn mulch rating.
That's what I gave it, man.
I think, how about Ashcan?
It was awful.
25 minutes. You guys are real heroes.
I finished
Now,
it.
on the positive side of Quesada,
Oh, they're
I
huge.
smoked a short Robusto of the España today.
Oh, phenomenal.
Fantastic. And I sent you guys a link. It's back in stock somewhere.
I got them.
I ordered a box.
I already have a box.
I got a box.
I mean, I
I
don't
got a
have
box
any
of
more.
the Coronas.
The short Robusto.
So anyway, back to the Heisenberg. I didn't think it was as bad as you guys described. I agree. It was.
because you smoked the Villager before.
No. It was pretty bad. The flavor. I mean, burn and construction were good in the Heisenberg, but the flavor that it presented was just it was off, and there's no other way to describe it than just being off.
It was harsh.
And it didn't know what it wanted to do.
Yeah, I agree. I put that in mine too.
And I took that from Stogie.
had
Santa.
no
It did.
identity.
It couldn't make up its mind what it wanted
Right,
to do.
you don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm very serious. It
And
just-
compared, if you were to compare it to some of the other stuff that Quesada put out, as you guys already noted, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
horrible
the
in
Quesada
comparison.
Quesada is what they've been doing of late has been nothing but short of spectacular.
Yeah.
We all agree on
Right.
that.
I can't
Yeah, the
figure it
Dago
out,
was
man.
great.
It's
Oh, yeah.
just-
This was far, far from spectacular.
Oh, don't start. This is going to be a show.
Sorry,
man.
Quesada, man. It just
Tough.
Yeah, it's just a
All right.
Maybe they were snorting coke. I don't know.
So I'll go next. Xeno Platinum Z Class 546P.
Oh man, what is wrong with you?
What? You can't. What, you just gonna smoke all the stuff you normally? You gonna talk about Padron every week?
I don't.
It'd be like me talking about Opus X every
I'm
week.
not talking about
wait a
smoking
minute. I
Padron.
do talk about Opus X every week. No, so
you gotta smoke these.
it
things.
opens up with some herbal, grassy flavors as you would expect from a Xeno, but then it kind of mellows out, and those grassy flavors aren't predominant. I found after the first inch or so. I enjoy these well enough where I'd smoke them with coffee in the morning every once in a while as a change of pace. I do recommend a $5 for these. At $10 a piece, I can't. I mean, if you can buy one or two, maybe. This is one where I wish we had a rating between. Try one and a $5 because I would keep a couple around to smoke with coffee in the morning.
No, that's a brother-in-law cigar.
Yeah, it is a brother-in-law cigar.
That's what I would call that, right?
Yeah, when we have a couple around.
Yeah,
yeah. It's a 5 1/4 by 46. It's a torpedo. It's all Dominican tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
They list the strength, and I put it up there. They list the strength as full.
Get
no
out of
way.
here.
To me, this is a breakfast cigar. It's not. That's another reason I want to talk about it. Is don't believe what they put on their website. This is not a full.
Don't believe
cigar
us
at all.
either.
Don't believe us either. But I didn't think it was full.
We don't know what we're talking about.
No.
So I gave it a $5.
Okay. Tim.
Fair enough.
There we go.
All right, what's next on my list? I have the Grand Habano number 3 lunch break.
Wow.
This was part of that Dog Walker 5-pack I mentioned last week.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Honduran Habano, binders Nicaraguan, fillers Nicaraguan, Mexican, and Costa Rican.
I just choked on my cigar. Sorry.
You all right, man?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
All right, continue. Sorry.
So this is a Petite Corona at 4.5 by 40. I've smoked some of the larger Vitolas of this blend and enjoyed them. I think they're good for what they are for the price point. The Petite definitely packed more of a punch in terms of strength.
Yeah.
I got a fairly good nicotine buzz from it, honestly.
Really?
Flavor profile is very similar to the larger sizes. Included some core earth, leather, coffee, and spice. It doesn't change up much, but it's a solid medium in strength, and it got a bit harsh at the end. I was able to finish it. Draw and burn was good. I said it's a solid angler. At a few bucks a stick, I'd smoke it again if I didn't have to think about it, you know?
I actually have one of the Granopanos that is one of my favorite anglers of all time, the Corojo number 5.
Okay.
I think those are one of my favorite anglers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do like the larger sizes in this blend. I think the Petite was a bit harsher and stronger than the larger sizes. So,
Mark Jr., if you can move the mic a little closer to your...
No one wants to listen to you either.
Yeah,
so.
well, you're up next, so...
Okay.
all right,
Yep.
my next one's Padron 4000 Maduro. It's a 6.5 by 54 Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Nicaraguan Puro. They're about $8. This one had quite a bit of age if you look at the picture there.
Yeah.
Probably 4 years. I would 3 to 3.5, 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
something in that realm. After I smoked that 6000 aged, it kind of compelled me to go back to these ones that I've been aging for a while.
nice, yeah.
And it was very good. Exactly what you'd expect. So I'm not really gonna, we go at them ad nauseum. I wanted to mention this more because, I think this is a really good blend. Whether it's the 4,000, the 2,000, 6,000, whatever your favorite size is, this is a really awesome cigar to if you've never aged a cigar before, buy a box of these and smoke them periodically, and you'll really see what a cigar can be in terms of aging and stuff like that. The 4,000 is not my favorite size. The 6,000 or the 2,000 are my two favorite sizes.
Nice.
But I would still say that this is easily up there, worth aging if you like the Toro size. So, like I said, I would say it's box worthy, but like I said, I put it in there more as just so I could recommend it to someone to buy for an aging experiment.
Yeah. Speaking of aging, I did a redo on the 7th Kappa.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm telling you, that thing is smoking really. I think
It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
It really. I think that's one of his better blends that he's put out. I really do, in that size. The 2012 on his Sumatra is a nice smoke. I like that the most out of the three that come out on the Cajonos, 2012. But that cigar, I smoked one today. and that's got about maybe roughly about a year age on it. And I'm telling you, really, really made me think of when you're saying age.
Yeah.
That's a cigar that it's well.
I didn't like those when they came out. But
That's got the lighter band, the white.
Yes, it's the same thing as the 7th. The only difference.
And it's kind of like a Corona.
Yeah, Corona.
Corona Extra. Yeah.
Corona, exactly. And the only difference between the 7th and that is just the wrapper.
Sumatra wrap.
Sumatra wrap. The other one.
There's the 3.
I do
reserve, the natural, and the Kappa, right?
On the 7th, there's only. Oh, that's right. You do. You have a natural. That's right.
Yeah,
And
the brown label.
Yeah, the brown label. Correct. But Tim, I agree with you. But I just, when you can pick out a cigar that down the road is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it didn't disappoint at all. It is just smoking awesome. That right now it's box worthy.
Cool.
All day long.
It keeps getting better and better and
Yep,
better.
it does.
Cool,
I
man.
agree.
That's a good recommendation.
I just want to say, expert Steve's doing a great job ashing on himself tonight.
Right, he's part of the group. Right, there you go.
I think he might even have a little singe on his pants.
Wow.
He burned his pants a little bit.
Yeah, I like that, Steve.
Pants are on fire. My next cigar is a White Owl. No, I'm just kidding. It's Arturo Fuente Hemingway Masterpiece Natural. This is a 9x52 monster cigar. This cigar had plume all over it, yellow cello, so it was well aged. It wasn't really all that great. It didn't have much of the character and flavor that I would expect. I mean, my expectations were probably high.
Were you disappointed?
I was disappointed. I really was. I didn't get a lot of flavor on it until like the last third, and then it really kicked up in the flavor department.
How
But
about
it was kind of strength. It was very mild. It was very mild.
Wow.
I think it kind of aged out on me. I don't think the Maduro does that. Maduro's much more kick to it. The Cameroon wrapper on here just didn't really hold up age-wise for me.
It's a shame.
It is a shame because the last third I was like, wow, it's really good, but then it was done. So,
Wow. All right. Okay, well, we're about what? Maybe not quite half to our 70th. Tim?
I'm just starting the second, third. I'm enjoying it, man. Lots of rich espresso. I'm getting off of mine. A little bit of spice, maybe pepper. Mark Jr., what are you getting off yours?
Avoid.
Wow.
yeah, mine's pretty
I'm not
soft.
getting much of anything. There's
I got kind of a weird.
Really?
I
Yeah.
got kind of a weird thing going on in the
It's a
ashes.
construction thing. There's a void in it. So
Yeah.
I'm trying
I
to
have
smoke
it.
through the void to see if I can get through to the other side.
Yeah,
but
you look like you're ready to put it out.
I'm almost done, yeah.
Yeah. I still got a nice little
Mine's good.
spice.
I was
like
going to
it.
say, I got a nice spice
And
as
then
well.
you're going to think I'm crazy on this one. I almost got like a graham cracker taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, it's subtle, small changes, flavorful. It's maybe
That graham cracker's in there. If you can get through the spice, because
Yeah.
it is pretty spicy. If
Yeah.
you can get through that, there's some underlying graham cracker.
right. Yep, that's what I got anyway. But it's really, and the sweetness to it, I'm really enjoying this.
Tell you what,
whole bunch.
the spice is kind of helping it hold up to the bourbon. You know what I mean? It's not totally killing it. It's,
With the
it's-
What are you
label.
guys drinking?
I was doing the black label. I think it's not really a great, it's okay.
Yeah.
Put it out, Mark. It's
yeah,
life's too short.
Mark Jr., yeah.
Mark Jr.
I'm
gotta
trying to
get
get
a
through
point.
to it, see
No,
if I
you
can
know
get
something.
something
Life's
after
too
it.
short for a bad cigar. I mean,
I'll tell you what, mine's burning perfectly.
It
I'm
started
getting a
out-
lot of that typical My Father flavor.
I got some of those Villiger
Very,
ones
very
in my box
smooth.
if you want one.
Yeah, let me know. It started off really nice, so I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest with you. I was kind of hoping it would be really good.
Tim, back to you.
My turn. Oh. So I did a Lito Gomez Diaz Vintage Lancero.
yeah.
I've talked about this blend before. Rapa's Dominican Republic. Binder and Fill is Dominican Republic. This was a 7.5 by 39 Lancero. I've done the Paisano, I've done the Americana, but I've never did the Lancero. Honestly, I was disappointed in the size. Not a bad stick, but having smoked the other sizes, which is the Robusto Extra and the Corona Extra, I didn't get a lot of that roasted cashew flavor I get off the other sizes, which I really, really love from this blend. I think it's very unique to this blend. I only smoked one, so I didn't give it a rating. But honestly, I would lean towards, those other sizes I mentioned if I was going to smoke it again. It's not a cheap stick. What are these retails for, Stogie sandwich? Like $12?
Oh, all of that.
Yeah.
Depending where you're at. You know what I mean? That can go up to 15 to 16 bucks.
I wasn't really a huge fan of this Lancero either. The construction was kind of wonky. I wouldn't say they're unsmokable construction-wise, but
they were shaky.
Yeah, it
it
wasn't
was shaky.
burning.
It was shaky construction.
It's not my favorite Lancero. I prefer the Americano.
Yeah.
And it's one of those smokes too. It was during the blizzard. I had just finished shoveling for 6 hours. All I wanted was a good smoke, and it just kind of let me down, to be honest with you.
Well, it was, it's a cool cigar. The one I'm going to talk about next. I just put the picture up here in the studio, Tim. It's Tatuaje the Face. This is an update.
Nice.
I realized I hadn't smoked one of these in probably a year or more. A little over a year is when I looked back at our notes to see when I smoked one last. It's still an amazing, amazing smoke. I don't believe these are aging out. I think they're still getting better. I got the entire cigar was just full of this caramely sweetness. It was just awesome from start to finish. If you have these, smoke one. If you don't, try and find some.
I agree. These were me and you were introduced to each other over these cigars.
Yeah, Mark Jr. was looking for a box of these, and I had an extra box, and we traded, and they're good stuff. They're good stuff.
All right,
one of my favorite monsters, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
My next one was a Cane Daytona Lancero. It's a 7 by 38.
Right.
Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, binder and fillers, Nicaraguan. This is a release that was only sold through a sampler for Atlantic Cigar, where you got 4 F Lanceros, 4 Daytona Lanceros, and a Culebra. Other than that, you can only get them at events. It's a great complement to the F Lancero. I would describe it as its sweeter, more mild little brother, almost. It was, like I said, sweet. It was had a nicely balanced, earthy sweetness. I wish I had more. And I put in parentheses this time. I actually mean it. I don't have any of them. If these were sold, I would say they were probably box worthy, in my opinion. So, I'm on to the next one.
Is it back to me?
Sure.
It is back. Is it me or Tim? Sorry,
I can go if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim.
So I did the Wicked Indie Red Witch. This was the box press Robusto at 5 by 52. Ecuadorian Rosado. Binder was Dominican. Fill the 3-year-old aged Jalapa Nicaraguan. New release from Gurkha, our East Indian Trading Company, that I tried last weekend. Smooth with a lot, and I mean a lot of red pepper and a long, long finish. Smoke was kind of one-dimensional. I'm not a huge fan of red pepper, but I do enjoy it. I'm not sure I want to taste it for an hour straight.
Exactly. Yep. Excuse me, Tim, but I agree.
Spot on.
It's just spot on. Absolutely.
I said the Angler. It's something I would smoke when I didn't want to think about it. At $6 a cigar, the price point is decent, but there's other offerings from Gurkha that I'd smoked before this. So
it is what it is within.
Yeah.
I smoked Nesta Miranda Special Selection, the Coffee Break.
Okay.
This is Ecuadorian Connecticut wrap cigar, Nicaraguan binder, and Honduran Nicaraguan Dominican fillers. It's a 4.5 by 50. The initial puffs were very, very sweet. I mean, right from the get-go, it hits you with this wonderful sweet flavor. The sweetness continues with a predominant kind of like floral. I get a floral flavor from this one. And that just keeps going for the first third, into the second third. When it transitions into the final third, it goes almost kind of...
Really?
It's not... The floral and sweetness goes away, and it's just kind of like a cigar. I mean, it's a little sour. I mean, it was a little too harsh on the review, but I'm saying try one, see what your experience is. I tell you what, I want to buy more because the first 2/3 were just so damn good.
Wow.
Nice.
So I really did enjoy this one. This was actually gifted to me by the Miami cigar rep, Jessica.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I had it with coffee. It was a great pairing until you get to the final third.
Fair enough.
Not so good. Have you had these Stogie Santa?
No, I have not. The coffee break. No.
What other cigars did you smoke this week?
Quite a few Cubans.
You went on a
Okay,
Cuban
go ahead.
kick.
Tell us about it.
No, it's not a lot. No. I took down the 2000. I had one more left. The 2003 Robusto we had. I'm going to tell you, the keep. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that was your last one, huh?
Yeah.
Your really last one, or
that was in memory of my
last one?
little puppy dog there, and that thing just hit the spot.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal, very, very good. And the other one, I got to bring them over. I'm telling you, I've been saying this. I've been on this quite a bit. El Rey del Mundo Petit Coronas, cheap cigars that are smoking great. Not that they're hard to find. Maybe they're just not popular enough that you go on the sites that you normally visit. That's
I may have a box of those coming. So
Tim, don't judge it. When you first smoke it, you're going to find it not quite flat, but not what I'm smoking now. It just morphs into a really, really nice cigar. I'm really enjoying that a whole bunch. And
so you're saying age them or?
Age them. I don't know how old I don't know how old yours is right now. You won't know till you get them. Okay. And it just takes some notes down. You won't believe the change in that cigar because I was told to get these, and I wouldn't have got them wasn't for a recommendation. Absolutely one. I spent $4.50 a stick on that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. That was like a year and a half ago. But again, phenomenal. And what was the other one? Steve Drew sent me. I think it was Steve.
I agree with you though. When they have some age on them, they're
aren't
pretty
they?
awesome.
There's something special. And the other one, Mark Jr. gifted to me was it you? Someone you gave me one, and someone else gave me another one. The what was that? That little petite. Oh my God! There's another one that is just. I think a lot of people don't know enough about that cigar.
That's my favorite Petit Corona coming out of Cuba.
It is something special. So those are some of the things I've been smoking. Nice. I got to get back to some domesticated smokes.
Mark Jr., back to you. You had a Cane F Lancero Tubo on your list.
Yeah. Yes. So this is a bit of a redo. I smoked a ton of these when they first came out, and I haven't smoked one in a good while. And it was actually the Daytona that spurred me to jump into it. It's the exact same size. The wrapper's the same. The binder's listed as Nicaraguan the same, but the filler. But it's definitely a different blend. This
By
is
far.
Definitely a stronger spicier, more pepper. More earth, more leather. I prefer this over the Daytona. The Daytona is a nice change of pace to this, in my opinion.
Yep.
I mean, they're just as awesome now as they were when I first started smoking them. The only thing I would say that's a little bit different is those flavors are all still there. They're just more balanced right now.
I was going to ask you that. Are they smoking better?
Yeah, they are. They are. They are getting.
And they just got re-released too. So
I just got some in. It's funny you said that, Tim. We just got a half a dozen boxes in.
And by far and away, these two smokes are the best things that Cane has ever done, by far. And I would say box worthy on this one as well.
Right.
Get a box.
And
they
the
just
box,
came back out, so get them.
Wait, $60?
Yeah,
but
for
10.
Box of 10.
10? Yeah, how can you
$60
go wrong? How can you go wrong? It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I agree.
That was it for my list. I think you got one more, Mark Jr.
I do. It's the Davidoff Puro de Oro Gigantes. 5.5 by 56 Gordo. Wrapper is Dominican Yamasa, which is proprietary to them. The binder and filler is Dominican. I've been sitting on this smoke for a little while. I bought it and kind of just didn't get around to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Was going through it, saw it, said, I need to do that, right?
It's a relatively new blend for Davidoff. Came out in the past couple of years.
Yeah. It's listed as their strongest cigar, and I would agree with it. It's
their strongest Davidoff cigar. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's not strong in comparison to other cigars.
No, it's the strongest thing they have. The pre-light draw had tons of pepper on it, actually. And then when I first lit it up, that pepper was still there. The first third was actually very good. Besides the pepper, was uncharacteristically earthy and spicy for a Davidoff. I didn't get
really.
Yeah, I didn't get any hay or anything that you would normally get from a Davidoff.
Wow.
But it quickly pulled a Davidoff on me. The second third was boring, and the final third sucked. Yeah, it was ass. So, try one. If you're a Davidoff guy and you like Davidoff, you may like this. Try one.
I wasn't a big fan of this blend either.
No.
I smoked maybe one or two different sizes. It didn't wow me.
Yeah,
didn't buy any more of them.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of Davidoffs do that to me, man. They start off really well, and then they just kind of...
Yeah.
Anyway, a little update on Willie Herrera's smokes, where I was kind of disappointed. I was speaking with my rep a couple of days ago, and we're only going to get 3 stores going to get the early releases. That's going to be Donna's, the Humidor. The other one's going to be Twin Smoke Shop, and another spot in New York. I forgot the name. It's on the top of my head.
And wait, this was the one you smoked a few shows ago?
Yeah. And unfortunately, we'll get ours. It's going to be around showtime. When I say showtime,
IPCPR.
yeah, exactly. I guess my buddy Steve Drew is getting a couple of boxes. Someone out in California has. There's other avenues to get. I'm going to tell you something. I think this is going to be a huge, huge hit. I really do. It's just a fantastic smoke. So that's something. Going to the show, which we're going to be represented by Tim and Mark. I heard through the grapevine. And you guys are going to love that. You're going to really love that. That's going to be something to track down and enjoy.
When is IPCPR this year?
August.
August.
Right? August.
I'll get the
In
date.
Vegas, right?
Yes. Oh, it's going to be Vegas. From what I heard, the next 2 years, which is great because they really embrace this. I mean, not Vegas. New Orleans embraces Vegas. Out there is not smoke friendly. You know, it's.
Wait, you mean Orlando?
No. New Orleans really is. I love that.
Vegas is not smoke friendly, really.
Not you can't do the things you want to. Like I'm saying, in New Orleans, you can smoke anywhere, any place. They're inside the lobby. It doesn't make any difference. Vegas, you know what I mean. I'm not saying they're smoke Nazis, but you can't do what you do in New Orleans. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
I wanted to mention our sponsor, Ocean State Cigars, makers of fine premium hand-rolled cigars, the J. Grotto series, the Reserva line, the Silk line, the Connecticut line, all available. You can find out a local retailer near you at oceanstatecigars.com.
And one last thing, if you're interested on any of the 70th LEs, give us a call. And Mark,
also a fabulous retail shop as well,
right?
Which we buy the majority of our smokes from, and they've always got the latest releases, which is that's Mark Jr. shaking his head. That's really what draws us there as far as our shopping and our cigar budget.
Yep.
Most of it goes there because a lot of the new releases show up there. A lot of great aged stuff there. For us, not necessarily for everyone else. I mean, what?
But anyway, exactly. On a closing note, Mark, that this cigar we're smoking now, pick it up a little bit for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
What would you light up, Mark Jr.?
A Ruby Tubo.
Nice.
Ruby Tubo.
3 years of age on that one.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, those with some age.
These never disappoint.
No.
That can't go without saying.
Especially with age.
Yeah,
Oh,
never
exactly.
disappoints.
Now, how is your 70th Nesta Miranda Lancero doing?
I'm going to tell you something. This is a fiver all day long. All day long.
I agree.
You know, and I think with time, and keep in mind, this is only, 3 days off the truck. So again, I think it's
that would account for that spice.
yeah, exactly.
It's actually starting to mellow out now. For
right.
me.
It's a little unbalanced, not not a whole bunch, but I think this is a cigar that's going to age. I mean, really, I think quite well.
I've had to relight mine a few times. The construction's a little
off.
Little
I
off.
agree. This is my third relight, but that's okay. We need looking for Tim. Closing note on yours, since Mark's had a void.
I've had no construction problems with mine whatsoever. Certainly that rich Nicaraguan profile. I think some age would settle it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Smooth it out. But I'm enjoying it, man.
Me too.
I'd smoke it again, certainly. I agree with the fiver assessment.
Yeah, right now, and down, the worst comes to worst, down the road, I mean, you're only talking 12 cigars. So, I mean, a box worthy's not that far-fetched either. So,
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
I noticed that when I pick mine up, it's really spongy.
Yeah, that's moisture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's coming down, and mine's not. See what I mean? Everything is different. Mine's not spongy at all. Yours, Tim?
No, not at all. I tell you what, though, flavor-wise, I've been getting a lot more pepper on the retro hair right now. I'm finishing up the second, third. It seems to be picking up in strength.
I think it's going to finish quite nicely.
Very nice.
We'll see where it goes.
Okay.
All right, with that, stay tuned. Make sure you listen to our next segment. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a top 10 cigar list from AskMen.com and the pairings that they suggest.
Men. Okay.
Stay tuned for more Stogie Geeks coming right up.
Thank you.